Coming up, Ghanaians urge to eschew cheating and selfishness as the economy faces some challenges. That is an advice coming from the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, Ghana. And as the West African College of Physicians meet in Accra, they have been urged to look at a decentralized system of training medical doctors through current numerous electronic learning platforms. VALCO workers want their management to go back to the days where their salaries were indexed in the US dollar, in addition to a call for 2 executive management members to be relieved of their posts since they have attained the compulsory retirement age, according to the workers. Sika and dede, President Akufo-Addo on what is causing the cedi's depreciation, will bring you a playback of some of the areas the president touched on in his address to the nation on Sunday night. And we'll bring you some reactions to the president's address, especially from the Agbogloshi market, from market women. Welcome to Graphic Online's News in Brief. We start with a call on Ghanaians to eschew cheating and selfishness as the economy faces some challenges. This advice came from the presiding bishop of the Methodist Church, Ghana, Most Reverend Dr. Paul Kwabena-Boafo.
Speaking to journalists at the St. Paul Cathedral Methodist Church in Tema on the sidelines of an induction service of 8 diocesan lay chairpersons on Sunday, Reverend Dr. Paul Kwabena-Boafo said such acts bring hardships and discomfort to people, especially at a time when the country is facing currency depreciation and high inflation, which has driven up the cost of living and put a considerable strain on household budgets.
It's my prayer that as Christians of this nation, we would have faith in God and prayer that He, through our leadership in government, traditional rulers, if we fervently pray, we know that the Lord can take us through it. But let me also admonish Christians that in the midst of all these difficulties and hardships, we should not just exploit people. Let us be one another's keeper and give support and help others, especially our men and women who are into trade. Let us see that we are all suffering and that we can be of help and support each other.
President Akufo-Addo was at the 46th Annual General and Scientific Meeting of the West African College of Physicians in Accra today. In an address, he urged the physicians to look at the decentralized system of training for medical doctors through the numerous electronic learning platforms. This, President Akufo-Addo said, will help minimize needless referrals and allow patients to receive the best care that they deserve.
President Akufo-Addo said even though government restored and made funding available for postgraduate training, the centralized nature of the training required doctors to move from the districts and regions to the few teaching hospitals. Such doctors, he indicated, had to struggle with accommodation, separated from their families, and in some instances have to relocate the whole family.
It is my plea, as you deliberate on these implications, that you fashion out ways to decentralize training of medical doctors, not only at the undergraduate level, but also at postgraduate. Let us take advantage of the numerous available platforms for electronic learning to provide the theoretical basis of the training, reinforced by the scheduled visits of the trainers to the regions and districts. This arrangement allows for service to be delivered to trainee doctors in their facilities, minimize needless referrals, and allow patients to receive best specialist care closer to home. The success of this decentralization rests on the willingness of your college to accredit more facilities outside the conventional teaching hospitals for such training.
As the West African College of Physicians dissects the effect of the pandemic on the theme Health and Well-Being Amidst a Prolonged Pandemic, Implications for Physicians and Patients, we recognize you as a beacon of hope, not only for Ghanaians, but the whole of Africa with your handling of the pandemic. I, therefore, on behalf of the fellows and members, present to the college president, Dr. Ratcliffe Duo-Damilisk, His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, President of the Republic of Ghana, for the conferral and well-earned conferral of honorary fellowship of the West African College of Physicians today, the 31st day of October 2022 in Accra, Ghana.
And from there, we take you to Tema, where workers of the Voltas Metal Aluminium Company, VALCO, today embarked on a protest over what they said were the failure of the company's management to restore their wages indexed to the United States dollar. The workers have also called on the government to relieve the Chief Executive Officer, Dane Champon, and the Human Resource Director, Festus Kwedu, of their post. According to them, the two senior managers have reached their retirement age.
Where can you do this? And then the poor worker's salary, you tend to turn a blind eye to it.
2009.
Yes. When he comes to ask of his money, he said the plant will shut down. You don't have money. But when it comes to your fuel, which is one item on your allowance, for that one you can pay with a car maintenance allowance and all that. So our agitation this morning is this. The retirees who are managing this plant, we think they've gotten to their peak. They are not capable. They were there before. They've gotten to their peak and then they are dropping. So we want the owners of this plant to know and then see to it that the right thing is done. For all of us to maintain this plant the way Ghana wants it to be. Yes. VALCO workers are not destructive. We are hardworking. We work 12 hours a day. Yes. Around these hazards, yes, it is understandable. Every occupation has its hazards. But please, if you want to have a feel of it, come, one day we'll take you there. And you really appreciate it.
According to the workers, whereas the CEO retired nearly 4 years ago, with the HR director also retiring last year, the two have continued to be in office. The protest at the frontage of the company was nearly marred by violence when a military deployment arrived to prevent the workers from blocking the access that links the company to Aluworks Limited using a 40-footer container. The move by the workers was also to prevent the two senior managers from entering the company.
You can't do it. Soldier for go do peacekeeping, you can't do it. You don't know your job. Soldier man don't know your job. If you go do peacekeeping, they can't do it. Peacekeeping, they know go. They can't do it. You don't know your job, soldier man. You don't know your work. Soldiers, you don't know your work. You don't know your work. Soldiers, you don't know your work. You don't know your work. You don't know your work. The soldiers, you don't know your work. You don't know your work. You don't know your work. Soldiers, you don't know your work. You don't know your work. You don't know your work. You should be going on peacekeeping, you are here. You should be going on peacekeeping, you are here. You don't know your work.
Sika dede, President Akufo-Addo on what is causing the cedi's depreciation. We bring you a playback of some of the areas the president touched on in his address to the nation on Sunday night. And we will also take you to the Agbogloshi market to take some reactions from market women in that area.
Trade area. Fellow Ghanaians, as the French would say, l'argent n'aime pas le bruit. To wit, money does not like noise. Sika aime dede. Where there's chaos, where there's noise, where there's unrest, you will not find money. If you talk down your money, it will go down. If you allow some an unidentifiable person to talk down your money, it will go down. The recent turbulence on the financial markets was caused by low inflows of foreign exchange and was made worse in the last 2 to 3 weeks, in particular, by the activities of speculators and the black market. An anonymous 2-minute audio message on a WhatsApp platform predicting a so-called haircut on government bonds sent all of us into banks and forex bureaus to dump our CDs, and before we knew it, the CD had depreciated even further. All of us can play a part in helping to strengthen the CD by having confidence in the currency and avoiding speculation. Let us keep our CD as the good store of value it is. To those who make it a habit of publishing falsehoods which result in panic in the system, I say to them that the relevant state agencies will act against such persons. Indeed, some steps have been taken to restore order in the foreign exchange markets, and we're already beginning to see some calm returning. We will not relent until order is completely restored.
To me, dear, me okay with it. Say, you bedia eduane wo yekom like you be made in Ghana goods no. Many problems say obetumi aye nko ade because enyema ye wo yekom no kwa Muslim no boy den say dia ye kraba no obi ape say you be made in Ghana goods but sika ne ade beto no ebi enne ho.
Solution ni nyina ne say onti petrol so sanse anyama mra fom sanse petrol ne de kwakofa aba otiso anyama beba fom
yani aso egedi fom an yani aso ye kan bi ani amani o mana de every cost ru bebre tiesa na money an ni ayi ni de onhwe ma stores for no entete so kakra anya de emma na ma ye bledodo ama ye digwa ble ani da asmo be kan yin ti ni nyina de o kan de no an sa na wiase na be ye be ya na be obi ani obeba enu mo be ma ye scan na so be ma ye bibi se yanyi emfa nigwa but yani ya modern bonti ni ma de mo hwe ma na emra from kakrama ye ne be ya adwin se sika empe kasa if the sky is there iti na do maska brown mind na sisi wo ye djuma kwa sika na emma wo ye djuma ye tua oka wo sika no di druf ya na asa minim se sika no spirit bi abehyebu sika na e bi ni ho
enu ma no wo mo klade ba no omo mo de na won kana o se wo timi jaya abetuma boye ina Mr. say omo bibia nkofo emoye ina
obi wo ho a saa asem no kan won ti bi da ba dia minim say sis camper off bas camper de e men ti bi da ha
enra ye papa be kasa o TV so na kasa no ka say export of goods no eno ya ade bia o man mu ha no majority ne ma nya export free abroche na eba enam sumti no amane memu so ya dinya mayen Miso ka mi fi se no nka ka se yenye ya de o me ye maimu na nka emu enka me so me ne ya adwen mi fi se nka ya de o maimu a ye hwe emu se ye di ye nka se Ghana for ne timi so ete ye mpe Ghana rice ye pe foreigner rice ne mom sin Ghana for de no Ghana rice is senso ka ye o maimu anka ye maimu ni kun ne ye ni ye mu a mi fi se ni abofo de ni nyina be pe.
And before we go, Kojo Opon Nkrumah, the Minister of Information, has been providing some clarification to the President's assurance of no haircuts with respect to money invested in government bonds and treasury bills.
Tend to continue these engagements with other groups. I also want to assure all Ghanaians that no individual or institutional investor, including pension funds, in government treasury bills or instruments, will lose their money as a result of our ongoing IMF negotiations. There will be no haircuts. So I urge all of you to ignore the false rumors. Just as in the banking sector cleanup, government ensured that the 4.6 million depositors affected by the exercise did not lose their deposits. And minim say as not asetemu ayade nanso mo bi ampa ba monkɔso nyɛ gyidie wɔ aban no mu. Nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛtumi ma free SHS, any one district, one factory, ɛbaa mu no. Nhyehyɛeɛ a ɛboa ma yɛtumi pam corona yare no free ɔman no mu. Saa nso na maban ɛtoto nneɛma yie. Saa mmerɛ ɛma ahotɔ aba ɔman mu.
It has not been helpful that people have chosen to do this sort of speculation that has also panicked the market. We've seen incidents of people going to the banking hall just to seek to cash out of their treasury bills and go and buy forex as a store of value because somebody is pumping into the market information that they are going to be haircut. My understanding is that no principals will be touched. The debt sustainability strategy is yet to be announced in full. Therefore, what will the form of the restructuring take? I think we should give them time to come out and announce the full details of the debt sustainability strategy. When they are done with the rest of the strategy and then they come out and do a full announcement, we will have clarity on the form that the debt restructuring will take.
For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh and follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on Twitter and YouTube at GraphicGH. I am Enoch Dafa Frimpong. Thank you for watching.